Hello everyone, it's Milo here, and I just wanted to talk to you about a new cube project that I'm working on. See, I'm pretty lucky. I built my cube in 2003, and cube really wasn't a thing back then, Commander really wasn't a thing, so a lot of the staples of the format hadn't really hit their price peaks yet. So I was able to get a lot of things relatively cheap, but that doesn't mean that you missed your chance to build a cube. In fact, I think this is one of the best times to start building a cube. In the last 3 blocks, we've had things like the shock lands reprinted, the fetch lands reprinted. There have been tons of really good reprints in Conspiracy, and we've had 2 modern masters. Now, I mean, there's really expensive cards in Tarmogoyf and Dark Confidant. Those really hadn't changed in price that much, but a lot of the common and uncommon reprints are things that you could put in your cubes today. So my plan is to build a brand new cube from scratch. It's quite the endeavor considering I already have one, but this one's going to be an inexpensive cube, and I'm going to build it from scratch. I'm going to show you how I'm doing that. I also don't want there to be any expensive cards in it because I'm going to be cubing with strangers out into the wild, and I wanted to show you how I'm going to go about doing that, meeting new people and trying to get a cube on in the community. One of the first opportunities that actually popped up was that a friend of mine was selling all of his cards. He was getting into Magic and he'd been playing since the very beginning. He didn't sell all of his cards to me, however, he sold it to somebody else for a lot of money, but what he had left were the sleeves, and he had just recently re-sleeved his cube. So the sleeves are minty fresh. This is perfect for me because one of the biggest deterrents for building a cube is buying all the sleeves for it. So I managed to get these black sleeves, these rando black sleeves from him, enough to sleeve what he told me was 3 cubes. And they're all in perfect condition. Some of them look like they've never even been shuffled before. And they're black, which is good because that means I can put double-faced cards and not worry about it. They're mostly commons, uncommons, and cheap rares. I didn't have everything I wanted to build this cube, so I traded in some junk rares to my local store just to pick up some cube essentials that I didn't even want to start playing if I didn't have. Cards like Avalanche Riders, Karmic Guide, Looteral Core, Phantom Centaur, just cards that I knew I wanted to play with again if I hadn't played with them in a while, and I knew that they would be essential for this cheap cube experience. My goals for this cube are as follows. 1, I need to show everyone what it's like to build a cube from scratch with not a lot of resources. I don't have a lot of money for this project, as I'm sure many people are in the same situation. They want a cube, they don't want to start by buying the Power 9 and then go from there. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing, just building a cube with cards I have lying around and picking up a few extras when I can. The second thing on my list is that I wanted to show you how I am going to go about building a cube community from the ground up. Most of the people who I'm going to ask to cube are not Frank and Ibrahim and Mark and Mike, the people you see all the time in these videos. They're going to be others, just other people in Toronto, and I'm going to try to be very inclusive with the cube. So if I go to a store and we need extra players, I'm going to ask random people. It's going to be especially difficult because I'm probably going to be filming this whole thing, which brings me to the third point on my list. It's to teach players how to cube. If they live in Toronto, I want to teach random people who've never cubed before how to cube. Maybe they haven't even drafted before. I can show them the cube and they can learn how to draft for basically free without buying any packs. I have a lot of patience for new players, and one of the prerequisites for playing in my cube is that you have a lot of patience for new players and new drafters, because that's how you build a community, man. The more Magic players, the better it is for everybody. The fourth thing on my list is to visit a whole bunch of Magic-friendly locations in Toronto. If you've been following my channel in the last year or so, you could tell that that's my thing. I'm really into doing that now, going to stores and playing Magic at stores. There's also other Magic-friendly places that are not exactly stores. Hopefully I'm going to be able to show you 1 or 2 of those places as well. And the last thing on my list, the most important thing on my list, is that I'm going to be trying to have fun. And with cube, you don't really have to try that hard. It just is fun. And hopefully I'll be able to share all these fun experiences with you. and maybe you'll be able to learn something about building a cube. Maybe what you're interested in is how do you go to a store and start playing Magic with strangers. Well, hopefully I'm going to be able to show you that as well. If there's something that I didn't mention that you want to get out of this experience, let me know in the comments and I will try to incorporate it in future videos about the Noob Cube. Also, this is going to be a huge cube building project. So as I release videos and you start to see a little bit of the cube, I'm very open to suggestions. Keep in mind, it has to be on a budget. So judging by the videos, the results of the cubes, I'm going to go through each color separately. You're going to see every card in the cube. It's going to be on Cube Tutor. All of this will be eventually, it's not right now, but slowly and surely we'll get everything up and running. And hopefully we'll be able to build a really cool budget cube together. But that's it. Thank you all for watching and take care, everybody. Bye.